much for joining us. We now move over to the Indo-Pacific waters, where China has demanded that the United States effectively restrain its forces and cease all provocative actions in the South China Sea. The statement comes following the expulsion of the US destroyer Higgins by Chinese military for allegedly entering territorial waters near Huang-Yan Dao without permission. Let's listen in to what the Ministry of National Defense spokesperson had to say for China.
黄岩岛是中国固有领土，美西京4号驱逐舰未经中国政府批准，非法侵闯中国黄岩岛领海，严重侵犯中国领土主权和国家安全，严重破坏南海和平稳定，肆意践踏国际法和国际关系基本准则。中方对此表示强烈不满和坚决反对，已向美方提出严正交涉。我们要求美方切实约束一线部队，立即停止对中方的有关侵权挑衅行动。中国军队时刻保持高度戒备，坚决捍卫国家主权和安全，坚定。
We're now joined by Dr. Satoru Nagao, who's a fellow at the Hudson Institute. He's joining us live from Tokyo in Japan. Dr. Nagao, this incident with the USS Higgins happened just a few days ago, where a United States vessel was expelled from the South China Sea near the Scarborough Shoal. Could you tell me why that is such a contentious area, why China claims it, and what do you think the US response will be, if any?
This Scarborough Shoal is a very important place indeed. China is building the artificial island in the Paracel Island, Spratly Island, in the South China Sea, but connected with the Hainan Island, Paracel Islands, and Spratly Island. This is just one line. So this means that one line means that as a front line, this is not effective because to maintain front line, they need a strategic depth. So, but if China builds artificial island in the Scarborough Shoal, Spratly Island, Paracel Island creates a triangle, and Hainan Island is supporting base for this triangle. This could happen. In this case, these three edges consist to cover the full of the South China Sea as the area, not the line. And in this case, the area surrounded by these three islands, there is a sacred area protected by fighter jet, patrol plane, or naval ship deployed from these artificial islands. So China can deploy the nuclear missile mounted on the nuclear submarine in the island triangle, and no one wants to take the risk of the nuclear war. That's why after China deploy and hides the submarine within this triangle, this area will be China's area. No one touch it. So that's why if China builds artificial island in Scarborough Shoal, no one will touch the China's area in the South China Sea militarily. So preventing China's building the artificial island in Scarborough Shoal is very important. So why the U.S. ship and the Chinese ship confronting in the Scarborough Shoal, or Philippine ship is trying to intervene in the Scarborough Shoal? Because there is a possibility that China is showing the sign to build the artificial island in Scarborough Shoal. This is a decisive place. So this is a competition in the Scarborough Shoal. China tried to build, and the U.S. and Philippines tried to stop it. So the U.S. Navy enter this, Philippine Navy enter this, and to prevent China's build. And China say, this is irresponsible. But real irresponsible behavior is came from China side. China tried to build the artificial island to occupy all of the South China Sea by deploying the nuclear ballistic missile submarine. It will happen if China succeed to build the artificial island in Scarborough Shoal. So that's why now is a decisive battle. This is a competition. Of course, this is peacetime, but this is a competition. Very important competition is ongoing in the Scarborough Shoal. That is what happened, I believe.
Yes, Dr. Nagao, thank you very much for joining us here and giving us that great insight on that developing story. We will, of course, bring you all updates from the Indo-Pacific and around China as we get them. We now move on and